So let's talk about
you.
these safety issues that are plaguing Boeing. It's been going on for years. The question, and I've only asked this for banks, but I'm going to ask for Boeing. Is it too big to fail?
Short answer is yes. Look, let's net it out about 50%, and it ebbs and flows with Airbus, but let's call it 50% of the passenger jets you see up in the air are Boeing. You can't have 50% of the industry go away. Now, on the flip side, of course, Boeing has its hands in a variety of other areas, services, maintaining all those planes on contract, and the big one is defense. So, if Boeing as an entity goes away, catastrophic. If the plane part even goes away, there's 50% of the market. So as much of a libertarian as I am, I think companies should stand on their own. The short answer is no.
So I'm assuming you don't think the government should get involved here.
I hope not. I mean, let's look at those well-run government enterprises like Amtrak, like the post office. I'm not saying there's not smart people in government, but government doesn't have the incentives to make a profit. They have incentives to grow and let the American taxpayer pay for the losses. So generally, government running businesses, not a smart idea.
Gary, I want to talk about the Federal Aviation Administration's decision to clear the way for those grounded planes to fly again already. Alaska Airlines, United plan to start flying the planes this weekend. Do you think this is too soon?
I don't. I think, agencies like the FAA err on the side of caution. Nobody wants a black eye, for crying out loud. And I think they probably could have done it even earlier, to be truthful. But I think they made the right decision. They need to get these more fuel efficient planes, if you will, back in the air, save the consumer money, save the airlines money at this point. So, yes, I think it's the right idea. I think the Boeing CEO you saw in that clip probably needs to be even more forceful in saying, look, we're an engineering company. We've been traditionally the best engineering company. We're going to fix this problem.
This was the second grounding involving Boeing 737 MAX jetliners in the last few years. You know this as well as I do. We should talk about the Boeing 737 passenger airline that was grounded worldwide from March 2019 until December of 2020. That's a long time. That, of course, is because of two crashes that killed 346 people. At what point, Gary, do airlines just move on from Boeing? Because they certainly don't have any trust from consumers and customers.
Almost impossible to do. I think their backlog, I don't know the exact number, but it's in the thousands. I mean, there is pent-up command. Here in Jacksonville, I just saw, as an example, they've now exceeded their number of passengers flying from pre-COVID. So, I mean, passenger travel, airline travel is up across. These companies need airplanes, and you can't just say, okay, well, we're just going to have Airbus. I mean, you would have years and maybe decades until you got an airline. So they can't move away from Boeing. There's just no alternative out there.
Do you think the public will move back from Boeing? Do you think Boeing can have their trust return into their planes?
Whether good or bad, public has a very short-term memory. People say, oh, I can get my flight out to wherever, back to Boston from Jacksonville for $125 versus $126. Most people don't even look at what their carrier is. Is it an Airbus? Is it a Boeing? They don't know, most people, and they're not going to change even if it's a few dollars more. So I think this is going to quickly move on, just like you've seen past problems with big companies. The public moves on. Johnson & Johnson, Audi, Union Carbide. They have a short-term memory, good or bad.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.